Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the beautiful Outer Banks here in North Carolina, where we are spending our final day of relaxation and vacation here on our 2-week road trip journey. So over the past 2 weeks, we have jumped around from city to city to city, state to state to state, where we finally end up here in North Carolina after all of the craziness that has gone on this trip.
And well, we did reach our first stop. We had to make a little bit of an audible, and we changed our plans twice since then.
From plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D, plan E. Things have gone wrong, things have gone right. Overall, I'm happy to be here. We're happy to enjoy our time here in the Outer Banks.
So today, since it is our last official day of the trip, we're just gonna spend it relaxing on the beach. So right now we're finishing up packing, gonna go check out of our hotel, and we're gonna go eat some breakfast and then head to the beach for the day.
And if we have a little bit of time and we get bored on the beach, we may head over to the Wright Brothers Museum / airspace area, where the Wright Brothers started making planes and everything like that. So that is here in the Outer Banks. So we might go check that out if we have some time later. And if you do enjoy the video at any time, please be sure to hit the like button down below, and let's go get some breakfast.
Okay everyone, so right now we are eating breakfast here at Bob's Grill in the Outer Banks, and they have a pretty good crowd right now, and it's cute in here too, and their slogan's very funny. We got a big kick out of that. Alright everyone, so I ordered the grill deal, which was the 2 scrambled eggs, hash browns, sausage links, and a biscuit, but I had choices of like getting fruit grits and English muffin, but this was my choice.
I went with the surfer's choice here, and it's a grilled steak. It looks like about a 6 or 8 ounce steak, and 3 scrambled eggs with the choice of fruit, grits, or a hash brown. I went with fresh fruit. Dom is setting up our area. We are here on the beach, and it's not too crowded. What do you think, Dom? We had a nice, lovely breakfast, and there's the towels that we bought. So let's relax. All right, everybody, we are here at the Wright Brothers National Memorial. We just hopped off of the beach after laying out for a few hours, and boy, was it hot.
Oh my gosh, we're beat, and we only did it for like 2 hours.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys could tell about my face, like if it's any more tan than it was like before we got on the beach. But we were literally on the beach for like an hour or two, and it was so hot, we literally had to get off. So I cannot imagine the Outer Banks in like mid-summer, because my app only says it's 86 degrees, and it felt like you could cook an egg on my back.
Literally.
The first time we got to use our national pass that we bought for the national parks when we were gonna head out west, we got to use it for the first time here, which we did not expect to be able to use. But now we do, so we did get some use out of it. It was not useless, and we're excited to be here because this is where the first ever flight was ever taken by the Wright Brothers. As many of you know, the Wright Brothers are the 2 brothers that invented airplane travel and flying by airplane. So this is really cool to see, considering we're travelers, and all of you travelers out there, this is really where it all started. So we cannot wait to dive in the journey here at Wright Brothers National Memorial.
We just left the museum exhibits here at the Wright Brothers National Memorial Park. So along with each other, they were actually 2 of 5. So they had 2 older brothers, older than them, and then they had 1 younger sister, Catherine. And they're originally from Dayton, Ohio. Catherine was the biggest supporter of their flight journey. Also in the exhibits, it showed different tools and handbooks that they used to engineer the entire flight gliders that they built. Roughly, it took them about a little over 3 years to complete their project. This is the actual location where they attempted their hundreds of flights within like a minimal days. Right now we see grass here, but originally back in like the early 1900s when they were first doing this project, it was all sand. And they picked it because it was a very isolated area with high wind, and this sand was a softer landing ground for the events when they crashed.
This looks like their bunks. I don't know if you guys could see, it's really bright right here. But
Workshop.
oh, it's their workshop?
Okay, so wait.
Whoa, what is this place? I guess just to see the sizing, because it looks kind of similar to this one. I don't know if you can hear me over the wind right now, but this actually is the perfect spot to fly an airplane, or at least attempt to, which is what they were going for. With these winds that come through this big open field area, they can really get a good flight going with their wings up. So if you look right here at this stone behind me, this is actually the spot where the first successful plane was flown by the Wright brothers, was right here where I'm standing, right where this big boulder is. First successful flight was in 1903, and again, it was literally right in this spot. In this field behind me where we're walking down this path right now, each stone represents a different flight that was either a success or a failure depending on how you looked at it. For example, this first stone right here was the end of their first flight. It lasted about 12 seconds and 120 feet on December 17th of 1903. So the pilot here was Orville himself, so he flew for about 12 seconds. And for people that have never flown before, I'm sure seeing somebody fly in the air with that big vehicle that we saw inside of the museum, I'm sure just seeing somebody fly for 12 seconds was groundbreaking enough. All right, and just about 50 feet further, we have the second flight here, which lasted about 12 seconds again, but it looks like they got here much quicker and it was more efficient. So then they went and got even a little bit further. This was all the same day, and they got about 15 seconds on the end of their third flight. So they were really pumping out different ways to get farther, and I guess it all depends on the wind and everything too, on how far they could have went, the wind at the time. But that was the second and third. If you could see how bunched up the first, second, and third distances are, if you see, they're all kind of bunched up within an area. And then if you turn around and you see their fourth attempt, look at how much farther their fourth attempt is. It is all the way down this path, and it's probably crazy because at the time they were like, okay, yeah, 12 seconds, 15 seconds, whatever. But this, I believe, down here is 60 seconds, and they were probably so shocked, and honestly, it was probably a moment like eureka. Finally, after walking a big distance, which actually puts it in perspective of how far he actually flew, out of the 4 flights, the first distance, the third distance were flown by Orville, and the second and then the long one here were flown by Wilbur, and this was 852 feet as opposed to only 100 and some, but he flew for an entire minute all the way down here. As you can see, we're in like the middle of like a desert type area. Like if you guys go look around, just look at the planes today flying around. They would not be possible without these two brothers and all of the help that they had along the way. Now let's head over to that beautiful monument that's sitting on top of the hill over there.
So this actually, where their memorial statue is, was a great sand dune at that time. Look how huge it is now.
So they would walk up this giant sand dune right here thousands of times and fly their little aircrafts down the hill. Yeah. Like imagine walking up this is a sand dune, and carrying up all that equipment. It must have been brutal. Dom, what's it like climbing up this incline?
It's so fun. Not.
You're like struggling to get up.
All right, let's turn around.
Now imagine with all the equipment that they had, the thousands of times, and sand.
And during that time, the guys would always wear like suits.
Yeah, I know, you're right.
I'm in like athletic wear and I'm dying.
And like, we have a sidewalk. They had sand. You know how much harder it is to walk in sand.
A lot of credit.
All right, everybody, we are here at the top of the hill where the memorial of the Wright brothers is, that was donated and made by the US of Congress, I believe. And it sits up here on top of this hill where was the sand dune, as we said, where they used to fly the planes and test different experiments on top of this hill, down off of here. It had beautiful views of the beaches and the waters and the oceans that we were on today. And it honestly is just beautiful sitting on top of this mountain, on top of this hill.
All right, everyone, so we are officially leaving the Wright Brothers Memorial Park, and it was a great day today. We really learned so much, and Tommy and I definitely recommend you to come here because you really learn a lot.
And here is our van, right with the monument right there. Looking so beautiful. So we're gonna pack up here. We're gonna knock out some of our drive to our hotel since it's like an hour away in Virginia. And we will see you guys when we get there. Let's get back in the van. All right, Dom, we made it into our last hotel room for the road trip. Right here, we're in a Best Western Plus in, where are we?
Elizabeth City, North Carolina.
In Elizabeth City, North Carolina. And this is our room. Don't like those, but we got it's a pretty clean, nice looking room here. And then our bathroom is actually pretty dang big. I guess it looks like a handicap shower because that's why there's these railings all over. But there we go. It's been a long day, but it's time to eat some Sonic and chill out before our way home. Sad face. It has been a journey, but tomorrow is our journey home, and honestly, I wish it wasn't over.
I know, me either.
Like, we battled through a lot on this trip, and looking back and reflecting on everywhere we've been and all the things we've done, I couldn't be happier with how it turned out. But we still have to drive home from North Carolina tomorrow, so we will see you guys first thing in the morning. Good night.
Good night.
Time to get up. Our last drive home. Oh no, I'm sad. Starbucks acquired. I get the mango dragon fruit refresher, if you guys know. I mean, it's been in a couple videos now what we get, and what do you get?
And I get a venti iced mocha latte with only 3 pumps of mocha because it gets overwhelming with the size. I also get the vanilla sweet cold foam on top, and it is just pure deliciousness.
Uncle Ricky sent me a Starbucks gift card on my birthday, so appreciate to him. We love him.
Shout out to Uncle Ricky, we love him.
And I guess let's hit the road back to New Jersey.
Woo!
We are now about an hour away from finally being home, and I can confidently say I could stay out another month. Like, I really don't want to be home, do you?
Me neither. It's gonna be so weird, like driving our cars and like just going back to reality.
I know, like, I really don't want to be home. We are excited to move on to our next journey and the next place that we're going to travel to. Thank you so much for following us along this journey. For those of you that have stuck with us day by day, and for those of you that are new here, definitely go and check out our journey as we journey through the entire South, like east of America, and loop back around. I mean, we did kind of a crazy drive when you think about it. When you think about, we've gone as high up as Cleveland and around Canada and the Great Lakes, and then as far as south as Mississippi at one point. Like, it really is kind of crazy how much driving we did. I'm gonna try some snacks again. What do you think?
Yeah, let's go back to some snack rates.
All right, guys, peace out.